DevilNeverCry.
What is up everyone, it is me DevilNeverCry, and in today's video I'll be giving you my top tips to help you survive the survival horror phenomenon Resident Evil 4 Remake. Starting things off immediately with number 1, and that is the knife. Specifically, it should be one of the first things that you focus on upgrading when you come across the merchant. You might be tempted to upgrade the starting handgun or the pump action shotgun you quickly gain access to, but the knife will be your lifeline literally throughout the entirety of this game. Whether it's killing enemies via stealth takedowns, parrying an oncoming attack, or simply stopping enemies from further transforming into more twisted versions of the Ganados, you're going to be needing your knife to do all of those, and it will cost you durability. A varying amount depending on the action you take, which is why one of the first things you should be upgrading is your knife's durability. Moving on, let's talk about treasures. Now, being entirely honest, when I played the original Resident Evil 4, I paid no attention to the treasure maps, committing everything to memory. However, in this game, specifically if you want to have a much easier time, I do recommend that you pick up the treasure maps from the merchant and subsequently you go about finding these treasures, as the extra currency that they provide will allow you to upgrade your weapons extensively to the point where they can get you out of a lot of sticky situations that you would have been in had you had weapons that were unupgraded. By simply picking up all the treasures that I came across in any given area, I was able to put together a very well upgraded armada of weapons that essentially proved to be the death and destruction of any Ganado that laid in my path. Moving on, we come to the most important tip of all, and that is melee attacks. Those RE4 veterans out there will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that melee is paramount to your victory in this game, and you should abuse it as much as you possibly can. Melee attacks not only do a substantial amount of damage, but they are also capable of hitting multiple enemies in a row, potentially clearing out an area, allowing you to escape and get a breather, but they also come with their own invulnerability frames, or iframes, that would allow you to physically avoid and escape any and all damage during the duration of the melee attack's animation, which I don't need to explain to you why that can be so useful, especially when often you can find yourself surrounded by hordes of enemies all attacking you all at once. To get the melee prompt to consistently appear, you're going to want to shoot the Ganados in either the face or the knee, putting them in a stunned animation, allowing you to pull off your melee attack. Pressing ahead to our next tip, you want to keep moving constantly. This game will throw a substantial amount of enemies at you, with them often finding routes to flank you at all times, and as such, you want to keep moving to positions of advantage all the time to avoid being swarmed. In fact, seldom do you ever find yourself facing off against only 1 or 2 enemies, so it's paramount that you do keep moving if you want to survive. Up next, the merchant and his requests. Throughout the entirety of the game, whether you're in the village, the castle, or the island sequence, the merchant will have a series of requests for you to go out and complete for some sort of reward, and these are very much so worth doing. These requests can vary from shooting medallions, to finding a certain fish, to even killing specific super-powered mini-bosses that you can find some places throughout the map. The reason that these are worth doing is because the merchant has a special menu of items in which he will only allow you to purchase using a special form of currency, and you guessed it, you can only get this special currency by completing his requests. My next tip, and one that ties into what I've just said and can be enacted at the same time, is that you should explore as much as possible in Resident Evil 4 Remake, and the reason for that is because they've expanded and added a whole load of things for you to go out there and find, not just treasures, not just files which add context to the world of Resident Evil, but also weapons, which that there should serve as enough of an incentive for you to go out there and start trekking and walking the earth. Moving ahead, we actually have something that was in the original RE4 that they've brought back here for the remake, and that specifically is the animations. Whenever enemies are near Leon, Leon will physically turn his head to look at the enemy, regardless of whether or not they're on screen. If an enemy is behind Leon or to the side, Leon will turn his head slightly to let the player know that there is an enemy incoming, allowing you to essentially increase your situational awareness and improve your chances of survival. So if you ever see Leon turn his head or look towards something that perhaps may not be there or may not be visible, definitely keep an eye out, as there is some danger nearby. As an extension or an addendum to this, if you are playing on current gen consoles or on PC, you will of course be able to increase your field of view via the options menu, allowing you to see just that bit more around Leon that again can give you an advantage in battle and help you survive. And last but certainly not least, don't forget to craft ammunition. Crafting is a new addition to RE4 Remake. In the original, of course, you could only craft healing items, but here you are able to craft a plethora of all types of different ammunition, including grenades. The merchant at certain intervals and certain points will actually sell you recipes for new things to craft, and definitely make sure you're taking advantage of these. I cannot count the amount of times that I've put myself into a sticky situation, whether I've been wasteful with bullets or have missed frivolously, and the crafting has come to the rescue. It's just a shame that Leon couldn't find a way to craft a map to get him to that darn bingo hall. And so with that, those are all of my top tips to help you survive Resident Evil 4 Remake. If there's anything you think that I should have included or anything that I missed, let me know down in the comments below. With all that said and done, it has been me, DevilNeverCry. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and as always, I'll see you all next video.